Dave Rubin is the host of the Rubin Report. He joins us now. All right, so let's go through it. They have actually almost 567,000 signatures. Much of the opposition against the LA Liberal DA stems from his progressive directives that critics blame for an uptick in crime, meaning he emboldens criminals. They say that no longer they fear harsh consequences from the DA's office. Essentially, he brought this onto himself.
Yes, he absolutely did. There's no doubt about it. Let's not forget that George Gascon, before he was the DA of Los Angeles, was the DA of San Francisco. And everyone knows, certainly everyone on Fox knows, what has happened to the dystopian nightmare of a city that San Francisco now is. So he destroyed San Francisco, and now he has spent the last couple of years destroying Los Angeles. By the way, he replaced a woman by the name of Jackie Lacey, who was the first black female DA that Los Angeles had ever had. I don't really care about someone's gender or skin color related to all of this, but the progressives decided to get rid of the black female DA, who actually was doing a pretty decent job and was a moderate from 2012 to 2020, and replace her with an older white guy. Those are their rules, not our rules. But yes, crime is up, homelessness is up, drug use is up. It's one of the many reasons that me and about 300,000 other people fled California. I fled Los Angeles specifically, and I now live in the free state of Florida. But this is what happens in progressive politics. If you destroy things, which progressives always do, you fail up. Let's not forget, Gavin Newsom was the mayor of San Francisco, and now he is the governor of California, and he's brought those same policies across the state.
Perfect example, actually. I'm glad you mentioned of failing up. And Gascon has basically emboldened criminals by ways such as not seeking cash bail and sentencing enhancements. And if you look at LA crime stats, and you just touched on it a bit, everything is up. I mean, everything from murder, robberies, aggravated assault, burglaries, theft. Now, many are outraged as Gascon defended his policies after it was revealed a suspect who killed 2 El Monte police officers last month was actually out on probation at the time after getting a plea from his office. These are 2 men in blue who would be alive today if it not be for Gascon.
Well, it's incredible because not only are these people all about defunding the police, but they're also about constantly demonizing the police. And then what happens is you are going to get less qualified people that are willing to become police officers. So it's a cascading effect that completely decimates a city's ability to police itself properly. And then you get this fleeing effect, and people don't want to live around crime. I can tell you that for the last 2 years that I lived in Los Angeles during the pandemic and the summer of peaceful riots or whatever was going on, there was no faith. No one that I knew had any faith that if someone broke into your house or if you were mugged on the street or whatever it might be, that anyone would help you, that there was any chance that that the system would allow for someone to come in, a police officer, and do the right thing. So this is what progressives want, and it's going to just continue. So I hope that the recall goes through. I campaigned heavily to get Gavin Newsom recalled. Obviously, that didn't work out as I would have wanted. But I hope that the recall goes through. Let's not forget also Chesa Boudin, who is another far-left, woke, progressive DA in San Francisco now. He just got recalled. But the question is, okay, so you recall these guys. Can you get someone better actually to do it? I don't know.
I'm not sure there's any worse, but I'm just saying. Dave Rubin, thank you very much.
Right.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So